Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with another video. And this is the third part to what if Naruto had the 10 tails, or what if Naruto had the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Sorry, was the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Shit, 12 seconds in and I'm already fucking up. Anyways, sorry about that. So, last time we left off when Naruto and his team were about to start the bell test, and it was like the morning before the morning when they're supposed to arrive at the training fields to you know uh, go for the bell test. So so basically Naruto woke up at 6 and he was like, hmm, like the Tentails keeps telling me that Kakashi is always late, so I guess he'll keep us waiting this time as well. So um I guess I can take my time. If he comes early, then it's only payback for how he made us wait yesterday. So uh, it's a win-win deal. So that's what his thought process was, and he was like, Naruto, he got ready, he had his breakfast, and Minato saw him eating, and he was like, Naruto, didn't Kakashi tell you not to eat? And Naruto was like, no, it wasn't an order. He suggested that we eat, that we don't eat. So it's up to me whether I follow his suggestion or ignore it. And Minato was like, but still, don't you think that his field experience will prove useful and that he'd suggest the right thing? And Naruto was like, I think it was a test. He was trying to make us see through his deception. There's no way I'm going to fight a Jonin on an empty stomach. And Minato was proud that his son was able to see through this, and he was like, "Looks like you saw through it all, huh?" And Naruto just smiled, and he left at around 8 uh, from his house, and he went to the training field to see Sasuke and Sakura there. And Sasuke looked like he had a meal, while Sakura, she looked really hungry, and her stomach was growling as well. And when she saw Naruto casually walking towards her while eating a banana, she was like, Naruto, you idiot, Sensei told us not to eat. And Naruto was like, and you listened to him? And Sasuke was surprised, and as he looked at her as well, and she was like, of course I didn't eat. Sensei told us not to, and plus I'm on a diet. And she puffed out her underdeveloped chest proudly, and and then Naruto was like, "Remind me again exactly how you made second place in the Kunoichis." And Sakura, uh, she went to hit him, but then Naruto just caught her fist and pushed her away, and she was like, I can't believe him, Sasuke-kun. He ignored Sensei's orders. And Sasuke was like, yeah, so what? I did as well. And she looked at him and she was like, oh, you're so cool, Sasuke-kun. Uh, no one can tell my Sasuke-kun what to do. And Naruto and Sasuke both sweat dropped, seeing how hypocritical she was. And Naruto took out a food pill and he tossed it to Sakura, and he was like, eat up, you don't have enough chakra to compete with the Jonin right now. And Sakura looked at the food pill and she was like, how is this supposed to give me any energy? And Naruto was like, it's called a food pill, you genius. It's used to replenish a ninja's chakra on a mission. And Sakura just she was like, and how do I know it's not poisoned? And Naruto was like, damn, this is a crazy bitch. And he was like, look, if you want to, you eat it. I can tell that you're hungry and you don't have any energy right now. Do you want us to fail the exam? And plus, harming a fellow leaf shinobi is treason and be put under arrest or executed. And Sakura just decided to listen to him this one time, and she ate the food pill, and suddenly she felt pretty energetic, and she was like, She was thinking like, wow, he wasn't kidding about this food pill. Maybe I should just eat these to sustain my energy since I'm on a diet. It doesn't look like it takes too much space. And she just smiled to herself as she thought that. And Naruto was like, hey, I know what you're thinking. You want to sustain on these food pills now, don't you? And Sakura just nodded and he was like, if you eat too many of those, you face withdrawal, similar to when you drink too much coffee. And Sakura was like, don't tell me what to do, you idiot. And Naruto's like, look, it's for your own good. If you want to listen, you do that. If you want to harm yourself by eating too many food pills, then that's up to you. And Sakura just huffed and turned, and Naruto just sat in a corner, like sat next to a tree and leaned on the tree and started reading his book. And after about an hour, Kakashi came and Sakura yelled at him. He was like, "You're late." And Kakashi was like, "I'm sorry about that. I just got lost on the path of life." And Naruto just looked at him sympathetically because the Ten Tails told him that Kakashi was, at his friends' graves, like the memorial stone, and he decided to change the subject. So he was like, "Anyway, Sensei, what is the survival test going to entail?" And uh, basically, Kakashi was like, "Ah, a little excited, are we? Your task is to take these two bells from me. You have until noon. If you fail, then you don't get lunch." And anyways, Sasuke and Sakura instantly knew that Kakashi had was playing a deception game by telling them not to eat breakfast. And Sakura instantly felt stupid on how she talked, like because of how she talked to Naruto. And Kakashi looked at them and he was like, "You three seem strangely energetic for people who haven't eaten breakfast." And Naruto and Sasuke shrugged, while Sakura just just giggled. And Kakashi was like, "You three ignored my instructions, didn't you?" And Naruto just nodded, and like Naruto and Sasuke both nodded, and Sakura just stood there doing nothing, like how she usually does. And Kakashi was like, "Now, why did you ignore your sensei's orders?" And Naruto was like, "First of all, sensei, it wasn't an order, it was a suggestion that you gave us. It was up to us whether we followed it or not. And second of all, we would never follow such an order because you're a Jonin, and no Genin in the right mind would try to take on a Jonin without even eating their meal to replenish their chakra." And Kakashi was like, "Well said, Naruto. And what would you have done if I had ordered you three to not eat before coming here?" And then Naruto was like, "Then we would eat after coming here." And Kakashi just smiled, just gave his like traditional eye smile at this, and he was like, "Very good. Now, I want you three to come at me with the intent to kill. If you don't, you won't be getting these bells from me." And Sakura uh, was like, "What can we use, Sensei?" And Kakashi was like, "You can use anything, weapons, shuriken, kunai, anything like that." And afterwards, Sakura was like, "But what if you get hurt?" And Naruto just laughed and he was like, "Trust me, you're not going to hurt a Jonin with weapons at Genin skill." And Sakura just glared at Naruto, and Kakashi was like, "Anyways, now on the count of three, you guys start." And Naruto just activated his Rinnegan, and he was like, "Universal pull." And he directed his energy towards the bells, and he got the two bells, and he was like, "Anyways, I got them, Sensei." And Kakashi was like, "That was too fast, Naruto. I didn't tell you to start." And Naruto was like, "When you're facing an enemy on the battlefield, do you wait for him to tell you to start before you start attacking?" And Kakashi just smiled, and he was like, anyways, how did you do that? And Naruto was like, it's one of my eye abilities. And Kakashi saw Naruto's eyes, and he was like, what is that dojutsu, Naruto? I haven't seen that before. And Naruto was like, well, I'll tell you all about it later, Sensei. First, let's get on with this test. And Kakashi was like, alright, then I guess I'll have to give you guys one limit. Naruto cannot use his dojutsu. And and Naruto was like, how is that fair, Sensei? I'm a Genin, you're a Jonin. And Kakashi was like, well, to be honest, that dojutsu you have, it bumps you up to Jonin and maybe even Kage level. And Naruto just nodded, and he was like, all right, then, is that my only limitation? And Kakashi was like, yes, that is. And now it finally occurred to Sakura that there are only two bells, and Sakura was like, just wait a minute, Sensei. Before we start, why are there only two bells? You said that each of us has to get a bell, and only then we would pass. And then Kakashi was like, ah, good observation, Sakura. There are only two bells because only two of you will be passing. And Sasuke was like, wait, what do you mean passing? This is a test? And Kakashi was like, yes. And if you don't pass, you won't become Genin. And Sasuke was like, what kind of bullshit is that? And Kakashi was like, well, the rule is that only a third of the students get to pass, and this year there are 36 graduates, so only 12 get to pass, which gives you a 66% rate of failure. And Naruto was like, then what exactly was the point of the first Genin exam? And Kakashi was like, that's only to find who has a chance to become a Genin. And Naruto was like, why would you instill false hope into so many of those graduates? Why can't this test be conducted right at the academy to help the 12 kids who are worthy enough to become Genin pass? And Kakashi was like, I honestly don't know, but it has always been like that. And so anyways, Kakashi, I was like, so anyways, enough talking now. I'm going to start the test. 3, 2, 1, start. And all of them hid behind the bushes, and Naruto left a shadow clone to engage Kakashi while he finds the rest of his teammates. And Kakashi looked at the shadow clone and he was like, ah, Naruto, getting a bit cocky, are we? Naruto just smirked, and Kakashi was like, for some reason, I have a feeling that I'll have to be careful with you. And so he put his, make-out tactics book back in his ninja pouch, and they began fighting taijutsu. And Naruto made sure to keep his taijutsu to Kakashi's level so that people don't get suspicious. And he went to find his teammates, and he saw Sasuke, and Sakura was like right behind him because she always follows him like his precious lapdog. So Naruto was like, hey guys, I think I found out what the point of this test is. And Sasuke was like, what do you mean? And Naruto was like, think about it. He said that only 12 of us are going to pass, and normally Genins are put in teams of 4 with 3 Genin and 1 Jonin, which means that 4 teams are going to pass. So if only two of the people in our team pass, then it wouldn't really make sense to add one person from another team. The teams were organized by the Hokage himself with specific goals in mind. Some teams like ours are designed to be heavy hitting, and some teams are designed for reconnaissance and intel gathering, and some are designed for tracking. He won't just make a random change based on who passes and who fail from each of the teams. And Sasuke was like, so what are you getting at? And Naruto was like, I think that he intentionally wants to pit us against each other by telling us that there are only two bells and we have to get both of them in order to pass. And whichever two team members get each of the bells, only they would pass. That is just to get us to work against each other. I think the real test that he's trying to give us is to see whether we'll put our personal interests behind us and help the team complete the mission, which is capturing the bells. And Sasuke was like, hmm. And then Naruto was like, and also when we studied Konoha, we found out that Konoha cares deeply about teamwork. It's one of the great values instilled in its ninja. I believe he's trying to get us to use teamwork to defeat him. And Sasuke was like, you make a lot of sense. I think we should work with you. And Sakura was like, no, Sasuke, Naruto Baka is just trying to trick us. And Sasuke is like, and what proof do you have? And Sakura just shut up after that. And Naruto basically told them a plan. And so basically the plan involved Sakura using her ninja weapons like kunai and shuriken to draw Kakashi into an area where Naruto would build an earth style earth wall, and it would be on four corners. And like basically it would be like a room, like four walls arranged in a square to trap Kakashi. And then afterwards Sasuke would use his fireball jutsu, and Naruto would amplify it with his a wind style, a great breakthrough. And then Kakashi would most likely substitute himself, and Naruto and Sasuke would take him on in taijutsu. And whenever Sakura sees the opportunity, she is supposed to take the bells. So they launched this plan, uh, and they carried this plan out, and it went off without a hitch. And Sakura easily got the bells, and afterwards Kakashi was like, "Well done, all of you. It seems that you have understood the meaning of this test." And Naruto was like, "Yes, Kakashi Sensei, but then there's a huge issue with this test." And Kakashi was like, "What do you mean?" And Naruto was like, "How do you expect genin who are fresh out of the academy to suddenly manage to work with each other effectively?" And Kakashi was like, "Ah, my bad. I haven't really thought of that." And like with a nice smile, and Naruto was like, "Anyways, we pass now, don't we?" And Kakashi was like, "Yes, Naruto, you pass. All of you pass." And Naruto just smiled, and Sasuke just grunted, like his usual Uchiha grunt. And Sakura was like, "Yes, I'll be with my Sasuke-kun." And Naruto noticed how loudly she was screaming, and she was like, "Sakura, how did you take off the silencing seal?" And Sakura was like, "My mom is in the council. She can get the Hokage to do anything." And Naruto was like, really now?" Because I designed a new silencing seal that is attached directly to your skin, and there's no paper involved." And Sakura was looked horrified, and she was like, "No, don't!" But it was too late. Naruto just did some hand signs, and he placed a silencing seal on Sakura's throat. And it wasn't a silencing seal; it was like a volume reduction seal. So Sakura was not able to talk, was not able to scream anymore. So and this was much to the relief of Naruto and Sasuke. So Kakashi just sweat dropped at this, and he was like, "Anyways, now we Team Seven are ready to start our missions." And he gave his anime style thumbs up. And as he and his team were going back to report to the Hokage on what happened in the bell test, Kakashi ran into Guy and his team, and Guy was like, "Ah, Kakashi, looks like you're in charge of a new team. How youthful of you to be a sensei." And Kakashi was like, "Well, Guy, this team actually managed to take me by surprise. They're actually able to take the bells away from me." And Guy started crying anime tears, and he was like, "What a team! So youthful enough to take the bells from Kakashi, my eternal rival." And Guy's team and Kakashi and his team all sweat dropped at this. like except for Lee. And Lee was writing down what Guy was saying in his notepad. And Neji was like, Lee, what the hell are you doing? And Lee was like, Guy Sensei, what youthful things you say. And he started crying anime tears, and Guy and Lee started hugging each other. And Lee was like, Guy Sensei. And Guy was like, Lee. And then a horrible genjutsu came over all of them, where Guy and Lee were in a beach and hugging. And uh, Naruto was like, release, release. Why the hell isn't this working? And Sasuke and Sakura were trying the same thing, and Kakashi was just closing his eyes, already knowing that this genjutsu was impossible to release. And Naruto was like, "Hey Tsuki, why aren't you releasing me from this genjutsu?" And Tsuki was like, "I don't know. This is the most powerful genjutsu I've ever seen, more than the Infinite Tsukiyomi." And it was covering its massive Rene Sharingan with all of its tails. And Naruto was like, "Shit, I can't get that image out of my head now." And he also closed his eyes and turned away until Guy and Lee finally stopped hugging and they were able to proceed. So Kakashi reported to the Hokage, what happened to this team. And he sent this team away, and all the Jonins came. And Kakashi was like, like for teams 1 to 6, all the senseis said that they failed. And Kakashi was like, team 7 passes. And Asuma was like, sorry, Kurenai was like, team 8 passes as well. And Asuma was like, team 10 too. And Kushina said that team 11 passes. And they all left. And team 7 started doing D ranks for a month. In this time they did training under Kakashi. And Kakashi was like, Kakashi was training Naruto in taijutsu. And he was like, Naruto, your taijutsu is very good, but then it seems to not be of any style I know. And Naruto was like, well, that's because I don't have a taijutsu style, sensei. And Kakashi was like, how are you able to fight so well without a style? And Naruto was like, because I'm very fast. And Kakashi nodded at this explanation. And he was like, maybe you can ask your parents to teach you their fighting style. Your father Minato, the fourth Hokage, he doesn't have a style either, and he relies mostly on ninjutsu and fuinjutsu to get his battles over with. He mostly relies on speed. However, your mother Kushina, she is known for her twin dragon style taijutsu and whirlpool style kenjutsu. Maybe you can learn from her. And Naruto was like, I guess that's a good idea. So he asked Kushina to start teaching him her style of taijutsu, and Kushina was happy that Naruto finally asked her to train him. His parents always offered to train him, but then they were sad to know that Naruto already somehow knew whatever they're going to teach him. And whenever they asked, they found out that this was because uh, of the unknown tail beast which was sealed in him. And Minato and Jiraiya were trying to find out about this unknown tail beast, but till now they had no fruit. Their research hadn't borne any fruit. So anyways, Kushina started teaching him. And Naruto first, made a huge amount of shadow clones. And Kushina was like, "How do you know this technique, Naruto?" And Naruto was like, "The same thing I always told you about my techniques." And Kushina was like, "Ah, I see." And because of this unknown tail beast, you're able to create such a huge number of shadow clones. And Naruto nodded. And Kushina was like, "Well, I'm no slouch in the shadow clone department as well." And she made 200 shadow clones. And Naruto was like, "So I guess I'll have to remove some of my shadow clones from here." And Kushina was like, "Yeah, I can only do 200 maximum, so you're gonna have to release enough shadow clones so that you still have 200 remaining." And Naruto did as he was told. And basically, he started learning the taijutsu style and kenjutsu style from Kushina, and he actually transformed two of his truth-seeking orbs into a sword. So that was his sword, and he made sure to make it blunt so that it would never like hurt Kushina. And Kushina was like, Naruto, how do you have have such a sword? And Naruto was like, well, it's actually made from truth-seeking orbs, and it's something that my tail beast gives me. And Kushina was like, and what are these swords made of? What are these orbs made of? And Naruto was like, they're the epitome of yin yang release. So if anyone ever gets hurt when I'm using the sword, then the wound would never heal. And Kushina was like, and what do you think you're doing by trying to use that sword in our spar? And Naruto was like, I made it blunt so that it wouldn't hurt you. And Kushina was like, no, young man, I'm going to get another sword modeled after your truth seeking orb version, and you're going to use that when you spar against me. Your truth seeking orb sword will only be used when you're against enemies. And Naruto agreed. So Kushina got a sword made for him, and Naruto started his Kenjutsu practice. And he also made time to train his siblings and Sasuke every day. And Sakura would just watch as he trained Sasuke. And like the first time she was like, "Ha, Naruto Baka, what makes you think you're strong enough to train my Sasuke-kun?" And Sasuke was like, "Sakura, he's stronger than me. Let's leave it at that." And Sakura, she was like shocked that Sasuke was conceding so easily. And she decided that if Sasuke was admitting that Naruto is that strong, he must actually be very strong. So she decided to just let that slide. So she just watched as Naruto would train Sasuke and his other siblings. So Kakashi noticed that Naruto and Sasuke were making huge progress. Naruto in his taijutsu and his kenjutsu, and he also started learning fuinjutsu from his parents, like that he didn't learn till now. And he made his own sealing formula for the flying Raijin, and he was actually working on this since his academy days. But then he like after all this time, when he was training with Kakashi, he finally completed and perfected his flying Raijin to the level of Minato. So, anyways, Kakashi noticed this improvement, and Sasuke was improving a lot in like all ninja arts, his ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, and he even picked up kenjutsu and started using katana, which and Sasuke was kind of on the level he was during the Chunin exams against Lee, sorry, against Gara. So, like right now, he was at that level, and they already knew how to do the chakra control exercises and all that stuff. So, Naruto was able to notice that Sakura was so good at chakra control that she was on par with him, and he told her that since her chakra control is so good, she should actually take her training seriously so that she gets stronger. And she was like, I don't need to get stronger. I'm already strong, and if I get hurt, Sasuke-kun will protect me. And Naruto was like, and what if your precious Sasuke-kun is captured or is away from you? What then? What if you're in a different team where me and Sasuke or Kakashi Sensei can't protect you, and your other teammates are taken out? Then what would you do? Would you just sit there hoping that Sasuke-kun will protect? No, Sasuke won't be able to protect you, and you'd easily be captured, and you'd be used for the intel gathering, and you'd be tortured, and they would give you to some other sick friends so that they could have their way with you. The best you could hope for is that they kill you quickly, because the things that people could do to you would be worse than death. And Sakura was absolutely flabbergasted at what Naruto was saying, and she started breaking down and crying. And Kakashi was like, Naruto, that's enough. Stop being rude to your teammate. And Naruto was like, no, Kakashi, she has to hear this. It's the bitter truth of how this world works. And Kakashi was absolutely shocked at the way Naruto was talking. And Naruto was like, and Sakura, even if what I say doesn't happen, then do you think Sasuke would really respect you if you weren't strong? He already aims to rebuild his clan. Do you think he'd want his offspring to be weak because of your weakness? No, Sasuke would never pick you at the strength level you are at right now. So I recommend that if you really want to be with your Sasuke-kun that much, that you take your training seriously. Now get your ass off the ground and stop crying. And Sakura just broke down further, and Kakashi went to comfort her and tell her that Naruto was kind of right, but and she should actually listen to him. Even though he was kind of you know rough when he said it. And Naruto noticed that Sasuke was blushing furiously when Naruto mentioned him, you know, rebuilding his clan and having strong offspring. And he also had a small trail of blood dripping down his nose. And Naruto was like, "Ah, my dear Sasuke-chan, I never imagined that you'd be a pervert." And he just said "chan," kind of patronizingly, and Sasuke was like, "Shut up, idiot!" And Naruto just laughed. So, anyways, Sakura finally started her training like halfway through the month, and uh, for the next 15 days, she worked a lot on increasing her chakra reserves, and she got to know from both Naruto and Kakashi that she would have a strong genjutsu aptitude. So she asked Kurenai to teach her, some genjutsu, which Kurenai was happy to agree to do. And Kurenai actually taught her two genjutsus over the 15 days. And first was the demonic illusion hell viewing technique, which would show the enemy their worst fear. And second was demonic illusion descending hell technique. And this would create a large, enormous fireball in the sky, and it would fall towards the opponent. And this fireball is just a genjutsu, obviously. So, anyways, that's what the illusion is. Anyways, after the month of doing D rank missions, Naruto, um, the Team Seven, went to Minato for to receive another mission, and Minato was like, "Hmm. So what do we have here? Watering the councilman's plants, weeding um the merchant's garden, capturing the cat Tora and returning her to the feudal lord's wife." And Naruto was like, "Dad, I think we're ready to handle a higher ranking mission now." And and Iruka looked at all of them, and he was like, "Naruto, how dare you try to decide that? You won't be ready for a C rank mission until at least 6 months after you become Genin. You have only been a Genin for 1 month. What makes you think that you'd be able to do a C rank mission?" And Naruto was like, "There's not really any point of doing D rank missions anyway." And Iruka was like, "How dare you?" And Minato cut him off, and he explained how the ranking of the missions works to Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. And Naruto was like, "Yeah, once in Ichiraku, I had the best kind of ramen. It was so exquisite. I have never even had something like that before." And he was telling that to his team, and they were all listening to him intently, ignoring what the Hokage was saying. And Minato was like, "Naruto, shut up! I'm trying to explain something here." And Naruto was like, "Dad, I already know how the ranking system works, but D ranks are useless because yeah, you say they're for building experience, but then how is experience from a D rank mission going to help me when I'm facing an A rank Jonin from the bingo book, huh?" And Minato was like, "Listen, I don't want you to complain. That's just how it works. D rank missions build your experience until you go to the next rank, which is C rank, and then after you do a few C rank missions, then you get ready to do B ranks, and then A ranks, then S ranks. You have to work your way up. It's not that simple. You can't just request for a C rank mission." And Naruto was like, "Could you give me at least one instance where an experience from a D rank mission ever proved useful when fighting a stronger opponent?" And he was like, "So did anyone offer to weed their garden for them?" And Minato kind of saw Naruto's point, and he was like, "All right, fine. Kakashi, I know that Naruto's easily ready for C rank mission, maybe even higher. But then what about the other two?" And Kakashi assured Minato that Sasuke and Sakura were definitely ready, and basically Minato was like, "All right, then we'll give you a simple escort mission first. We want you to escort our client to a place called Wave Country." And Kakashi was like, "Maybe please meet with our client now." And Minato was like, "All right then. Bird, bring in the bridge builder." And Bird is an Anbu, guys. It's just like some random Anbu. So the Anbu brought Tazuna inside, and he was like, "Huh? This team of little runts is going to escort me?" One of them has hair that looks like bubblegum. One of them has a duck butt shaped head. And the other one just looks like some ghost. And Naruto frowned when he heard Tazuna, call him that. And Naruto was like, you know. And Tazna turned to look at him, but he saw that Naruto wasn't there anymore, and he felt an ice cold, uh, thing on his neck, and he saw that Naruto was holding a kunai that was made of ice, and like a tiny amount of blood started dripping from his neck, and he was like, Naruto was like, no matter how young they may be, you should never underestimate a ninja. And Tazuna was like, what the fuck is this kid? I haven't even seen him move. And Minato was like, Naruto, that's enough. Stop threatening our client. Stop threatening your client. And Naruto was like, all right then. And he just removed his ice kunai, and he just pushed a little chakra into Tazuna to heal the tiny cut on his neck, and he made his way back to his team, and he was like, so, bridge builder, I don't really care who you are, but just remember, you respect me, then I respect you. Are we clear? And Tazuna just nodded vigorously, and Naruto was like, good. Now, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, this is Sasuke Uchiha, and this is Sakura Haruno, and this is our sensei, Kakashi Hatake. And Tazuna just nodded, and Kakashi was like, so what does this mission entail? And after the mission details were explained and all of that stuff happened, Naruto talked to the Jubi, and he was like, Tsuki, I get a weird feeling from him, almost as if he's lying. And Tsuki was like, well, that's because he is lying. I was wondering when you'd figure it out. And Naruto was like, so what's the truth? And Tsuki was like, I'm going to tell you part of it, but then I won't tell you all of it because that won't make this mission very fun. And Naruto was like, you killjoy. And Tsuki was like, she just chuckled and she was like, well, Tazuna's hometown, it's being controlled by a man called Gato, and he runs a shipping organization, and he has enough money to hire thugs to terrorize the people of Wave Country and extort them for money. And Naruto was like, ah, I see. So and he's building a bridge because, and Tsuki was like, well, that's because he wants to connect with the mainland so that the trade could improve and Wave Country could get back on their feet. And Naruto was like, I see. So seems like he's doing a noble thing. And the Jubi just, I was like, yes, he is. And so they decided to leave the next day in the morning. So they all assembled, and they started to leave. So first, they were all in silence, and they were just walking in a formation where Kakashi was in the front, and Sasuke and Sakura were on the left and right, and Naruto was in the back because he was a sensory type and he could sense where people were and warn people ahead of time. So and Tazuna was in the middle. So they're all walking when Sakura finally decided to break the silence, and she was like, Kakashi Sensei, Why is Sazuna requesting a mission for us Leaf Ninja? Doesn't the Wave Country have any ninja? And Kakashi was like, and he basically explained to her about the five great nations and the minor nations, and the places where there were no ninjas. So, so basically, he said that since Wave Country had water all around it as its natural defense, they never bothered to like keep any shinobi. Anyways, when they went, when they kept walking, all of them noticed a puddle except for Tazuna and Sakura, and basically Kakashi uh, basically made his hand sign to all of them to tell, to let them know about this new presence, and now he managed to alert Sakura and Tazuna as well. So when Naruto finally saw the puddle, he just did a few hand signs behind his back, and he was like, "Lightning style, false darkness," and he basically threw a huge bolt of lightning at the water from his hands, and he basically just kept supercharging it uh, until the genjutsu faded away to reveal the two Chunin, who were absolutely like both figuratively and literally shocked. And Naruto went up to them and put them in a stasis scroll, and he was like, "Alright, then let's get these back to the Hokage later." And Kakashi was like, "Why don't we interrogate them now?" And Naruto was like, "Fine." And he basically got one of the brothers out of the scroll, and Kakashi woke him up and started interrogating him. And he basically used his Sharingan to put him in a genjutsu and make him reveal everything. So he got all the information, like that they were after Tazuna, and they were sent by Gato, and another ninja who was Zabuza was going to come later. And Kakashi had absolute confidence that his team could take down Zabuza, and since Naruto was stronger than him, and Sasuke was also really strong, and Sakura was like high genin level, so he decided to just let them continue. And he like first he obviously interrogated Tazuna. He was like, "Why did you lie to us?" And Tazuna just told them that he didn't have enough money. So anyways, after Tazna was reprimanded, they just continued. So, and they they had that boatman take them to the wave country, and as they were walking, Naruto he sensed a presence in the bushes, and he threw a kunai that was encased in wind chakra, and it was so fast that Zabuza, he didn't have time to substitute well enough, and the wind created a huge gash on his arm. But then he substituted to leave a rabbit, and Sakura was like, "Naruto, why did you kill this rabbit?" And Naruto was like, we have dinner now." And Sakura was like, "Naruto, what the hell is wrong with you?" And Naruto's like, "What? It's going to be pretty tasty." And Sakura was about to hit him until Naruto and Kakashi both noticed a huge sword flying towards them, and Kakashi was like, "Duck!" And Naruto just uses Rinnegan to attract the sword to him, and he was like, "Duck? What duck?" And then he looked at Sasuke's head, and he was like, "Ah, nice one, Kakashi." And Zabuza landed next to Naruto, and he was like, "Brat, give me back my sword." And Naruto was like, Zabuza of the Mist, also known as the Demon of the Mist. Thanks for the little gift you gave me. It's a nice toy." And Zabuza was like, "How is a brat like you even holding my sword?" And Naruto was like, "Well, that doesn't matter. Anyways, I need some practice with this, but I think I'll get the hang of it. Don't you think?" And Zabuza was like, "Shut up and give me back my sword." And Naruto was like, "Why are you asking me to give it back to you? You gave it to me." And Zabuza went to fight him, and Kakashi had full confidence that Naruto could take on Zabuza because Naruto was stronger than him. So he decided that he would leave it to Naruto. And as Zabuza charged towards Naruto, Naruto was like, "Almighty push!" And he like pushed Zabuza really far, and Zabuza slammed into a tree, and he winced as he got back up, and he was like, "Oh, what was that?" And Naruto was like, "It was a nifty move, huh?" And Zabuza was like, "Shut up, you little brat! Give me back my sword now. I have to kill Tazuna." And Naruto was like, "Oh, I already know. The two Chunin that you sent earlier, they told me everything. They told Kakashi as well." And now Zabuza was like, "Ugh, I'll make you pay." And he started doing hand signs, and Naruto was like, "Hey, Zabuza, by the way, if you want any chance of winning, I think you should call your friend down here as well." And Haku was like, "He already found me?" And Zabuza was like, "How did he know Haku was there? Haku's a master of stealth." And Naruto, and he was like, he thought that Naruto was just messing with him, so he was like, "What are you talking about?" And Naruto was like, "Well, I'm talking about the ice user. Call him down. We'll have a competition to see who uses better ice release." And Zabuza was like, "You use ice release too?" And Naruto was like, "Ice style, ice dragon." And he created like a huge ice dragon, and it started shooting huge like balls of ice onto Zabuza. And Zabuza tried his best to dodge them. And the thing was, when they hit the ground near him, the ice would freeze a portion of the ground as well. And if Zabuza was too close, then part of his foot would be frozen too, like the side that's closest to the ice ball. And Haku was basically looking at Naruto, and he was like, "He can use ice release to that level." He's like, "I need to help Zabuza sama." So Haku came as fast as possible, but Naruto was like, "Universal pull," and he pulled Haku towards his outstretched hand, and he held Haku like by his throat. And he was like, "Hey Zabuza, if you don't want anything to happen to your friend, maybe you should stop fighting." And he started tightening his grip around Haku's neck, and Zabuza was like, "No, stop, don't." I never thought, and Naruto was like, "I never thought you'd care for him that much." And Zabuza was like, "Please don't." And Naruto was like, "Well, you have two options. He dies, I get your sword, and we fight you and possibly kill you. Or you come back with us to the Leaf Village and become shinobi of the Leaf. My father, the Hokage, he's a pretty kind man, and he believes in second chances." By the way you're acting now, I don't believe for a second that you're as evil as the bingo books say. And Zabuza considered his options, and he was like, "Fine, we'll become shinobi of the Leaf." And Naruto was like, "Yeah, so I'll let you both live, and you'll get your sword back as well. However, for now, I have to seal you in my stasis scrolls." So Zabuza and Haku nodded, and they both were sealed into the stasis scrolls. And Naruto was like, "Now then, let's continue." And Tazuna was absolutely shocked that a fresh Genin was able to take out two Jonin level shinobi. And he was like, "Looks like I requested for looks like I got the right team." And you know the rest of the wave mission went well. Like they met Tsunami, and Inari started bitching, the little kid. And Naruto was like, "So you want your mother and your grandfather to die now, do you?" And Inari was like, "No, what do you mean?" And Naruto was like, "You're saying that we all will die, and that we don't know what it's like to suffer." First of all, while we're talking about suffering, my friend here, he had to watch his entire family get killed by his brother who he admired. I was kidnapped when I was a newborn child, and I was tortured until I was 4, and I managed to escape. My sensei here, he had to watch his entire team die except for himself and his sensei. He also witnessed his father commit suicide when he was a young child. How can you say that we don't know what suffering is? You, me, and this girl here, my friend Sakura. We all have to count ourselves lucky to have a family who actually cares about us and takes care of us. And stop bitching about your losses. Instead, you enjoy what you still have. And Inari was absolutely inspired by Naruto's speech, and he was like, "But what did you mean about my grandfather and my mother dying?" And Naruto was like, "Are you so naive? Yeah, if we die, then Gato will take over the Wave Country, and he'll execute Tazuna for trying to rebel against him by creating the bridge, and he'll execute his family members as well, probably right in front of him, just to break his spirit. We are your only hope, and you better rely on us." And Inari started crying, and he was like, "I'm sorry." And Naruto was like, "Don't be sorry, just change your attitude from now on." And Inari promised that he would do that. And Tsunami and Tazuna were just smiling at Naruto, who had finally inspired their son to stop brooding and stop being an emo boy. And Naruto speech had an effect on someone else, which is unknown to Naruto, and this was Sasuke. And what especially affected Sasuke was when Naruto said, "Stop brooding about the things that you lost and enjoy the things that you still have." So Sasuke decided that instead of being so full of sadness, anger, and hatred over the death of his family, he'd instead enjoy his new friendships with Naruto and his teammates. So, anyways, on the bridge, like when Tazuna was building the bridge, and Gato's thugs came, they were easily dispatched. When Naruto was like lava style, Rasen Shuriken, and this was a jutsu that cut the god tree, guys. Like it was easily going to kill off all the thugs, and Naruto basically expanded it until it destroyed all of them and it drenched the ground in lava, and all their corpses were burnt to ashes, including Gato's. And then Taz now was like, "Yes, Wave Country is free." And he saw another platoon of thugs come behind Gato, and they were like, "Hey, you guys destroyed our meal ticket. We'll kill you." And Naruto shot a ball of lightning into the air, and and he also blew a huge fire jutsu into the air, and he was like, "Lightning style, fist of the thunder god." And I actually got this from a book, like from a fan fiction book, guys. But I really like this technique, so I'm gonna use it here. So they saw a huge, like, a fist made of lightning smash into the ground, uh, immediately decimating all the thugs. And Tazuna was absolutely like amazed at this kid's power, and he was like, "Is he even a shinobi, or is he a god?" And these were the same thoughts running in the heads of Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi. But anyways, they made their way back home and they reported the mission a success. And Tazuna named his bridge the Great Naruto Bridge because Naruto did do all the work. And he also changed Inari's way of thinking and inspired the Wave Country to, uh, to have a better future. Anyways, Team 7 reported the mission a success. So, they basically explained to Minato what happened over the mission, and Minato was absolutely shocked seeing how powerful Naruto was. And he thought that Naruto must be the strongest shinobi in the entire village right now. And in the upcoming Chunin exams, he was definitely going to be promoted to Jonin, or at least, if not Jonin, special Jonin. And after seeing that Naruto's team managed to complete an A rank mission, like what is essentially an A rank mission, with such ease, and knowing that Naruto was training his kids as well, his other kids as well, um, he decided that that Menma and Mako were also ready for a C rank mission. And anyways, as Naruto, like as the team was going out of the office, Sakura and Kakashi both went their own way, and Sasuke hung back, and Naruto was like, "Anything you have to say, Sasuke?" And Sasuke was like, "What you said to that kid there, it really got to me." And Naruto was like, "Oh, is little Sasuke-chan getting all emotional now?" And Sasuke was like, "Shut up, idiot." Anyways, like as you said, I decided that I have to enjoy, I have to relish what I still have, and not ruin my life by staying in the past. So I just wanted to ask, would your parents like to adopt me? And Naruto's like, where is this coming from? And Sasuke, he was being really shy, so he was like, I'm not gay, I promise. And Naruto was like, oh, is that right, Sasuke? And Sasuke was like, "Shut up! Forget I asked." And he turned to walk away, like with a dejected expression on his face. And Naruto just put his hand on Sasuke's shoulder, and he was like, "Chill, Sasuke. I was just joking. I'm definitely going to ask my parents. I'm sure they'll consider it." And Sasuke's face brightened up at this, and he suddenly gave Naruto a hug, and Naruto's like, "Yep, I guess you're definitely gay." And Sasuke was like, he suddenly became flustered, and he jumped away from Naruto, and he was like, "Tell no one about this. This never happened." And Naruto was like, "It's all right. Your secret's safe with me, Sasuke. Just try for a different person next time, all right?" And Sasuke was like, "You bastard!" And then he started running after Naruto, who was just letting Sasuke chase him while laughing all the way. And after a while, Naruto went back into his house, and he told his parents about his conversation with Sasuke, except for the teasing part, of course. And he noticed that after he said everything, Mako was blushing, and he was like, "Mako, don't tell me you like Sasuke." And Mako was like, "No, no, shut up, idiot." And Naruto was like, "It's all right. He's a pretty good guy." And Mako just smiled, and Naruto's parents said that Sasuke would be welcome to stay with them. And Minato also, sorry, Kushina also told Naruto that Sasuke was supposed to be staying with them anyways, because Mikoto had named Kushina Sasuke's godmother. So like, because they're best friends. So Naruto was happy with this, because while training Sasuke, he grew close, and he had like a brother kind of relationship with Sasuke. So the next day he told Sasuke about all of this, and then Sasuke was like, "What? But if your parents are my godparents, then why didn't they ever tell me?" And Naruto was like, "Apparently they did, but then you blew them off, saying that you needed to get stronger for revenge." And Sasuke remembered this, and he immediately felt really bad about this. And after that, he like when Naruto brought Sasuke to their house. Sasuke immediately apologized to Kushina and Minato for how he acted before, and they both immediately forgave him, saying that all that matters is that he's not following that path of darkness anymore. And by the way, Minato doesn't know the truth about Itachi, because Hiruzen never really told him about that. Only he, Danzo, and the elders knew. So Minato still believed that Itachi was evil, uh, but that's going to change pretty soon. So, anyways, now Naruto and Sasuke became adopted siblings, and Sasuke finally felt, the joy of having a family again. And Naruto's sister Meiko was having the time of her life, knowing that Sasuke was now in her house, and she could make her moves on him. So by the way, guys, the ships are going to be Naruto x Hinata, Sasuke x Meiko, and Menma x Karin. and Sakura is too toxic of a character here to put into a ship. So I'm not going to spoil any of the characters' lives by making Sakura their wife. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this part, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel and share my videos with everyone you know. If you have any ideas for the story or any suggestions for future what ifs, don't hesitate to give a comment, and thanks for watching, guys.